Hello and welcome to the Celtic Colours International Festival live from Cape Breton Island. I'm your Celtic Colours Countdown host, Norma MacPhee-Zinck. It's wicked to have you join us here online. Tonight is day 5 of 9. Can you believe it? Time is flying. And there's still plenty of tremendous music and community events to soak in. This evening's live stream concert is going to be yet another special treat. Bards Ballads is the first Celtic Colours concert I ever attended back in 2002, and yes, I was hooked. Songwriting comes to life during this intimate evening of shared stories. Cape Breton Music Hall of Fame songwriter Buddy MacDonald hosts the session and will be joined by regular festival performers David Francey, James Keelaghan, and Sylvia LeLièvre with Marcel LeFort, and Celtic Colours newcomers Connie Kaldor and Valdy. So put the kettle on and settle in, it's going to be a time. Until then, we're going to chat and hang out. And before we go any further, let's hear some messages from our wonderful partners who are helping to make the festival possible this year, including our presenting sponsor, TD.
The Celtic Colours Festival means a lot to me because it displays the beauty of the island, the beauty of the music, and the beauty of the culture. One of the most memorable things about growing up in Cape Breton is understanding that the Cape Breton culture was not one group of people, but it was a compilation of many different cultures from many different parts of the world that is unique. My hope is for the festival to continue well into the future so it can showcase what Cape Breton has to offer to the world. Wagner's, your personal injury lawyers.
There's something about this place brings me back, it always brings me back. This kind of love won't change. Brings me back, it always brings me back. I've crossed many miles, but one thing's always clear, my heart stays here.
When it comes to taking that first step in your educational journey, you have a lot of choices. Only one feels like home. At Cape Breton University, you can explore your passions and gain global perspectives in familiar surroundings. With a diverse, welcoming campus community, exciting programs, and outstanding faculty support, you can get a world-class education right here at home. This is community. This is Cape Breton University. Apply today at cbu.ca/apply.
Welcome back to the Celtic Colours Countdown. I'm Norma MacPhee-Zinck, and it's night 5 of 9. In less than half an hour, you'll be watching the live stream concert of Bards Ballads live from Sydney River. If you're watching us on YouTube, or you're watching on Facebook or the Celtic Colours website, we want to hear where you're watching from. Let us know. Are you attending the festival this year? Have you been here before? Are you taking in any of the awesome community events happening all around the island? Head on over to the comments section and let's get chatting. Speaking of those community events, there are so many of them taking place. There's something for everyone. So many fun choices, from guided hikes, yummy hearty meals, learning how to step dance, or even how to weave. They're all listed on our website over at celticcolours.ca. Be sure to check out the entire list later. But for now, here's a sneak peek of some of the many community events not to be missed.
Every day the festival is packed with community cultural events hosted by local organizations all over Cape Breton. Tomorrow is Wednesday, October 15th. Start your day with a community breakfast in Margaree from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. No reservations required, drop in and pay at the door. Also in Margaree this day, you can learn to fly fish. Bring your own rod or borrow one to practice fly casting. Find this unique event at the Old Miller Trout Farm beginning at 2 p.m. and it's free to attend. Our Town, Our Stories is an art exhibit in Glace Bay. This community art show features work inspired by Cape Breton's culture and traditions through the eyes of artists and storytellers. This is a drop-in event beginning at 2 p.m. in Townhouse, Glace Bay Citizens Service League, which is just across the street from the evening show at the Savoy Theatre. There are too many events to mention, so please visit CelticColours.ca. You can see what's happening in communities near you and also check for updates.
Welcome back to the Celtic Colours Countdown. With us tonight, we have back our very special guest we chatted with a few nights ago. We've got Joelle Folds, festival co-founder, with us again to give us a little sneak peek of what we can expect tonight at the Bards and Ballads show.
Oh, this is a pleasure for me. This is such a treasure. I'm a song person, okay? I'm a songwriter myself, and so I'm always following songwriters.
Oh, so
and this particular show brings together some of my all-time favorite songwriters from other places in Canada and from here. So sort of the core of it is our own Buddy MacDonald, and Buddy is known to songwriters everywhere. And joining him are people that he knows, such as David Francey, such as James Keelaghan, who've been here before. James Keelaghan is originally from Alberta. David Francey, originally from Scotland, but living in Ontario for many, many years. And with them is also Valdy, who is from BC and has never been to Celtic Colours before, if you can believe it. And another total longtime favorite of mine, who's never been to Celtic Colours before, is Connie Kaldor. Connie is sort of the queen of folk out west. She's from Saskatchewan. And so she and I have prairie roots that connect. And I first met her in the 1980s when we were on a tour together. So it's been just a dream of mine to bring her here to Celtic Colours, and so that's happening. And also joining us on the show is Sylvia LeLièvre. Now, Sylvia is sort of one of those quiet people that we don't hear about a lot. She's from Keelaghan. She writes in French. She sings and writes in French, in English as well, but she is just a balladeer, a supreme balladeer. So we have a great mix across cultures, across Canada, with that focus on storytelling through song. I can't wait.
Yeah, and it is one of the best ways to take in, like you say, the song and the story and the music's together. And I like you, I'm kind of a sucker for the story behind the story. So songwriting evenings and concerts really, So.
We'll get the stories, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm excited about this one.
Awesome, awesome. Well, folks, keep that excitement going, because in just a few more minutes, you're going to get to see that Bards and Ballads concert for yourself. Celtic Colours Countdown will be right back.
When you play with Atlantic Lottery, winners aren't the only ones who win. Because every dollar of profit we make is reinvested right back here. To the people and places that call Atlantic Canada and our 4 provinces home. With Atlantic Lottery, what happens beyond the game is game-changing.
The biggest thing for me is having fun with my art. Since I started music, I was like, I'm gonna make an EP, but I didn't know how to make it happen. I couldn't afford to make it happen. The EP that I finally got to put out was a result of funding, and that was a long-term goal of mine. But without the funding where it started, it wouldn't have been able to happen. Thanks to Support for Culture for just being here for me and supporting me along my journey.
We're here for our convertible.
How about an SUV? Want to get out of here?
Hier ist das Schiebedach.
Und hier ist die Sonnencreme.
Okay, let's move on.
Where are those trucks?
We're right here.
Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Yep, still here.
For over 20 years, Protocase has revolutionized the world of custom manufacturing, offering the fastest way for the brightest minds in science and engineering to develop some of the coolest innovations in the world today. With 400 plus employees and over 20,000 customers, including NASA, Google, Microsoft, and Apple, Join one of Nova Scotia's fastest growing companies, where we are proud to support the Celtic Colours International Music Festival.
Welcome back to the Celtic Colours Countdown. With us tonight is a lovely guest I'm so excited to be able to have a chat with. Lucy McNeil's with us. Welcome, Lucy.
Hi there. It's great to be here.
Yay. So obviously you and your family playing with your brothers, the Bear McNeils, for 35 years. You guys have definitely, or even longer, I suppose.
40 next year.
40 next year. Holy malula. Yeah.
Don't look too close.
Wouldn't know. Not a day over 4 years. Yeah. Well, you guys are no strangers to the festival, any of you. But the last year, leading up to the last year or so, you've been doing some interesting stuff out on your own. Tell us a little bit about where that idea started.
Yeah, I did my own project. It was a very long time coming, but I guess during the COVID times there was a little bit of time at home, and Rob, my husband, Robert Durando, and we played a fair bit of music, and then played a little bit with I think it's the first time I put a song up on Facebook.
Facebook, yeah, the old,
and then was quite delighted that people were responding and liking it, and so we did a few things over that time, and then we had done a little bit of a few little duos, here and there, and we kind of like each other, so so it helps.
Keep playing together.
It helps.
Yeah.
It's just finding the time to get playing and practicing and stuff. So So the album took a few years to get out,
and here it is.
And there it is.
The most beautiful Angel's Whisper.
The biggest thing is, I feel I'm really pleased that it came out while my mother was still here on earth, because she would hear it. My mother had dementia at the time, but she was still very, very good, loved music and played music, and we'd put it on, and she'd say, well, you should make an album. And I tried to, well, this is it. This is and every time it was new, and every time she liked it, so I think that was all good, and made me very happy that she liked it before.
Extremely special, and yes, I must admit, when I heard the Radio Sweethearts the first time, it is so lovely, it is so touching, and you can visualize your parents dancing.
Yes, we get a lot of that, parents and grandparents.
But
it always makes me think of Donnie Campbell in Celtic Serenade, because one part of his show, he always puts a waltz on and says, here's where you get up and dance in the kitchen, so it always kind of makes me think of his program.
That's true.
And there's a lot of people who do listen to him every week, and they do get up and he says, if you don't have a partner, grab the broom. So
I love it. Radio Sweethearts of all types. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So Lucy, how would you say that the festival has impacted your own career?
Wow. Well, over the years, just meeting so many wonderful musicians.
And you were artist in residence with your buddy Liz Doherty?
That was back in 2015, yes. Yeah. And that was an experience. And Liz is coming back, so I have to get some rest before she gets here. No, I think she's slowed down a bit. She's had kids, and we both had kids, but it was a great experience. And we put together a couple of great shows with, one was mostly the ladies, and then the other one was in Louisburg, and it was more the Irish music, so a lot of Irish musicians. And but it was, nobody got hurt, so
everybody's still friends.
Everybody's still friends and still going. So it was a great experience.
Cool. Well, and of course, obviously, all those experiences lead up to another great experience that's going to be happening this week.
Yes.
Your own with the lovely Madison Violet, you guys are playing over in your hometown.
In my hometown, Sydney Mines. And I'm a big fans of Madison Violet. I've listened to them over the years and gone to see them different times, and so I'm makes me a little nervous, but
maybe they should be nervous.
But I think it should be a great evening. I've played the venue before, different times for different things going on in Sydney Mines, and it's nice. It's a really nice venue, and
the acoustics. I mean, both yourself, obviously, your lovely tunes and their harmonies. Like, it's just what a lovely spot for such a concert.
Great spot, and the view. Like, there's not a bad seat. Like, you can see, there's no obstruction of view. It's great.
Okay, yeah.
And it's. I'll probably have a few Sydney Miners and a few family members, and hopefully a lot more people that will come and hear the album
and take it all in.
Take it all in.
What do you think you'll be thinking of leading up to it, or the night of?
What do you think I'll be thinking of?
Yeah.
What am I going to wear?
It's always a good question to ask. Yeah.
And the set list, because it's a certain amount of time, and so you have to. You can't put everything in, so you got to pick and choose and make it a nice, entertaining show. So
of course, yeah.
That'll be a big part of it. And I'll also be thinking I'll be taking off after the show the next day to Halifax because my oldest daughter is going to be graduating from university.
Oh, wow.
So we're fitting a lot of things in.
Musician and mom always.
Yeah, it's a great time.
It's
a great time to be alive.
Amazing. Well, there you go. And you have had quite the year. And I'll be remiss not to mention you were also the winner of 2 Canadian Folk Music Awards, which is, congratulations.
Thank you very much. That was a huge surprise. We went to perform, and we were the last performers. It started off with Connie Kaldor, which I hope to see during the week, and I finished off performing, and waiting there, they were doing the talking, kind of wrapping up a lot of stuff, and then we were supposed to perform. And 20 minutes later, they were still talking, and so we just kind of relaxed, and then all of a sudden they did the award, and I thought they had done it previously, and then they named all the. I think there was Bottine Souriant and David Francey and Bradley Murphy, and I can never remember everybody, but and then the list went up, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like there's not a hope in hell. And then they said my name, and I was thoroughly surprised and pleased, and like I said, it was for my mom.
well deserved, definitely well deserved. And also, folks at home may not realize that you also had a fun other little debut in the summer when you got up on stage with the Tom Fun Orchestra. Oh, Lucy can rock her with the best of them. So.
That was a lot of fun. I have to say,
you did a great job.
It's the kind of thing, my mother always said over the years, because the McNeil, that Scottish background is it's a lot of reservedness, and you're not supposed to think you're good, and you're not supposed to, and she would say, if you just acted a little more like you do in the kitchen and put that on stage, she said you'd anyway. So I did that night.
Well, I think your mom will be I'm very proud of what you've been doing, and your energy is lovely, and we are so appreciative of it. So thank you so much for being with us, and we're so looking forward to that show coming up and all of your performances, and good luck, because the world is your oyster.
Oh, the world is so. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I'm just going to enjoy everything.
As you should. Thanks, Lucy, and thanks, folks. And don't go anywhere. The Celtic Colours Countdown will be right back.
Over the last century, Member 2 has become our home. Our community today was only a dream to our ancestors of Gundawiktu, who were forcibly removed from our original location on King's Road. Following their lead of bravery and resilience, we too lead by example for those who come after us.
There's pride in sharing culture in our success in Member 2. Our Mi'kmaq values honor land, water, and each other. It is said that each one of us only truly exists in relation to those around us. Community is everything.
In an act of harmony, our people and our community have grown together, one always in unison with the other, like the roots and the branches of a beautiful old birch tree. Without our people, we simply wouldn't have the vibrancy we have in Member 2 today.
Member 2 welcomes the world, and the future is ours.
Gundawiktu is where we come from. Member 2 is where we now call home. There's no stopping where we go next.
Scotland is small and mighty.
Innovative. Beautiful scenery.
Mountains, lochs, glens.
There's a lot of energy here, and it's good energy.
Scottish people are passionate. Funny, inviting. Scotland has a really supportive environment.
Scotland push new voices. And I've always felt such love and support from Scotland.
I don't see Scotland being constrained by its own borders.
It has this rich history and culture.
We're not one thing, we're everything.
We have the talent. We have the network.
There's passion out there.
Hello again, I'm Norma Jean MacPhee-Zinck, and this is the Celtic Colours Countdown. We're getting closer to the live show. Terrific music and tunes coming up. But before that, we're going to take a few minutes to highlight the far-reaching impact of Celtic Colours across the island. Bob MacCachran is chair of the board of Celtic Colours. He's been a long-time supporter of the festival.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bob MacCachran. It is so good to see you. I already spoke to people from Los Angeles, Wisconsin, Ontario, and Port Hood. Welcome to Cape Breton Island. Welcome back to Cape Breton Island.
We all love music, right? So music is that intergenerational thing that we're very proud of, but it's also a language of its own. Part of the mandate of Celtic Colours is the experience, is to experience something you've never seen or heard before, and to kind of open our minds to what's not only going on in Cape Breton Island, but certainly what's going on beyond our borders around the world. And I think Celtic Colours and the programming of Celtic Colours does a bang-up job of that. It's something I think we're so proud of. The problem with Celtic Colours is that there are so many good shows and there's only one of you. So you have to make these almost life decisions every time you go to buy a ticket. You've got 5 shows tonight. I can only be at one. You know, it's almost like do a spin and figure out, well, wherever the arrow lands, that's the show I'm going to go to. And at the end of the day, people come to Celtic Colours because, one, they love the music, they love the culture, but they also want to experience Cape Breton Island. Only 1 or 2 other organizations maybe have that island-wide connection, and that's pretty unique. Whether that's a historic walk, you know, on a trail, or it's about sitting down at a meal with community members and having just some fish cakes. There's workshops, and there's that hands-on element that we like to bring to the visitors. So the music is always going to be the core of Celtic Colours, but those other experiences that they can take in are also important because we're building a brand, right? And part of that brand is the whole picture of how we've grown up in Cape Breton and what we want to showcase to the world.
Thanks so much, Bob. Always great to hear about the influence of the festival. It really is a remarkable engine of community spirit, cultural legacy, and celebration. The nightly Celtic Colours live streams are offered free of charge so that everyone, everywhere, can experience the music, stories, and culture of Cape Breton Island without barriers.
Just got home, dear. I almost didn't make it in time to watch the Celtic Colours live stream. I got pulled over by the police, dear. The officer told me that my driving was erratic. And I said, "Excuse me, officer. You shouldn't be having erratic fantasies about me. I'm a married woman." Anyway, did you know, dear, that you can make donations to the Celtic Colours live stream? Yeah, indeed you can, dear. I do it all the time. And any amount is welcome, dear, so we can keep on watching these beautiful live streams. I love the music and the dancing and the entertainment. Okay, dear, enjoy.
Your support helps Celtic Colours promote, celebrate, and develop Cape Breton's living Celtic culture and hospitality by producing an international festival that builds relationships across Cape Breton Island and beyond. Donations make it possible for us to provide youth with access to arts and culture. Donations also foster community and economic development and create opportunities for performers to share their talents with the world. Together, we can ensure this celebration of music and culture continues to reach across generations and around the globe. Well, folks, we're almost there once again. This is going to be such a lovely show. If you're like me, have your tissues ready, as these songs are sure to speak to your heart. I'll be back tomorrow evening for another exciting night of the Celtic Colours Countdown. Enjoy the Bards and Ballads.
Gelassi, bienvenue, Falcha, and welcome to Celtic Colours International Festival and this evening's show, Bards and Ballads, here at the Lady of Fatima Church in Sydney River. My name is Shauna Walters, and along with the amazing Wendy MacPhee-Zinck, I am an incoming artistic co-director for the festival moving forward. Thank you. And your MC for the evening. We respectfully acknowledge that we are in Unama'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Governed by the treaties of peace and friendship, we honor the Mi'kmaq people and their enduring connection to this land, water, and culture. We welcome our visitors, and we also welcome our local audience members who make our visitors feel so welcome and so special. And hello to our online audience. This evening's show is being live streamed. It's being live streamed around the world, actually, and it's brought to you by Destination Cape Breton with thanks to NovaStream and Sound Park Studios. Pardon me. Before we dive in, there's just a handful of housekeeping notes. In the event of an emergency, there are exits to my left, as well as in the back where you entered. In terms of washrooms, there's just one single washroom on this level, through the door with the exit side in the back, and we ask that you leave that one available for folks with mobility challenges. The balance of the washrooms are downstairs, again through that door on my left. We ask too that you please turn off your phones and tuck them away, as photos, audio, and video recording is strictly prohibited apart from authorized personnel. So enjoy being present. A very special thank you to the festival's presenting sponsor, TD Bank, and that's through the TD Ready commitment. And thank you to all our valued sponsors, partners, and funders whose contributions make all of this possible. So now to the good stuff. Taking the stage this evening are multiple Juno nominees, multiple Juno winners, 2 members of the Order of Canada, an inductee into the Cape Breton Music Industries Hall of Fame, and a celebrated singer-songwriter from our Acadian community. It is literally an evening of Canadiana folk writing and singing royalty. Our very own Buddy MacDonald is the host for the evening. Buddy, a native of North Shore Cape Breton, has taken his original and traditional songs across North America, the UK, and much of Europe. For us, he has been the beloved host of the Celtic Colours Festival Club since year 1, 1997, right up to 2022, and fortunately, he still makes guest appearances. Joining Buddy in this first half is master storyteller James Keelaghan. Yes. James is no stranger to the Celtic Colours stage. Buddy and James were artists in residence for Celtic Colours in 2017, and last year, James made a special surprise appearance for Buddy's tribute show. Joining James is A-list bassist and imaginative producer and composer David Woodhead. On stage with them, it's going to be an amazing show. On stage with them is Scottish-born and Canadian adoptee David Francey, who the Toronto Star has called one of Canada's most revered folk poets and singers. David is accompanied by Megan Balow on fiddle and Chris Murphy on guitar. And rounding out the lineup for the first half of the show is Sylvia LeLièvre. Sylvia is a beloved singer-songwriter from Keelaghan. Joining Sylvia is her longtime musical friend and guitarist, Marcel LeFort. They've been honing their craft and sharing the music of their Acadian roots for several decades. They're wonderful. So, over to you, Buddy.
Thank you, Shauna. Are we out there? We are. All right. Well, welcome to Bards and Ballads. And first, I'm going to say that I feel very honored to be among such legends here. People like James Keelaghan, a legend in his own mind. Anyway, it's wonderful to be here for sure, and welcome to this Lady Fatima. I did a show here last year, and it's certainly nice to be back here. A very, very nice venue, and to be surrounded by friends up here on stage is a pretty special treat for me, because I have probably the best seat in the house, man. And I didn't pay for it. All right. So anyway, we're going to get this on the way. We're going to start out with you, Sylvia. Did you know that?
Yes, I know about that.
Anyway, actually, Sylvia and I just met today. I don't think we've been on gigs before. And Marcel and I have gone back to when we're in prison together, and that is nice. But anyway, please make welcome from Shetty Camp, Sylvia LeLièvre, Marcel LeFort, the Strong.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Je suis Sylvia LeLièvre, comme que Buddy a dit. Ce soir, je vais vous faire quelques numéros qui sont mes propres compositions, qui sont en français. How many English people do we have here tonight? I'll continue in English. So this first song that I will share with you is called Mon Beau Pays. And I've been away for a number of years, and I'm very homesick. So when I came back, I wrote this song, and it talks about who I am and where I come from, what matters to me, and it's family and friends, because they're my whole life. So I want to share this song with you. I know that you can't sing along, most of you. So this is who I am, sharing myself with all of you. Je dois partir pour un pays lointain. J'espère bien m'en revenir au printemps. La neige fond, l'herbe reverdit, les oiseaux chantent en ce coin de l'Acadie. Je ne pourrai jamais quitter ce beau pays où l'amour et l'amitié est une façon de vivre. Ici Dieu, il en a fait son paradis, les montagnes, la mer et la paix de l'esprit. La nuit cause bien des soucis, la nuit des parents ou l'ennui d'un ami. C'est pourquoi je vais toujours rester dans ce pays que Dieu m'a donné. Je ne pourrai jamais quitter ce beau l'amour et l'amitié est une façon de vivre. Ici Dieu, il en a fait son paradis. Les montagnes, la mer et la paix de l'esprit. C'est pourquoi je vais toujours rester ici.
I think that we should take another lesson from Sylvia and get another song. I think that I made a little switch here when I was supposed to start with a song, but I got so rattled that I was so proud sitting here that I forgot to do a song. So Sylvia, would you do another song, please?
Yeah, well, get back to the program and see what happens. Merci beaucoup pour cette reconnaissance. Thank you very much for the appreciation in this song. As a French-Acadian artist, songwriter, even though I always write in French, but there's something that has to do with the influences that we did get from like the Quebec City way back when I was young. And so this song influenced the approach that I had for this song. And in this song, it's called Amour perdu, which means lost love. And if we're all honest, there has been time in our younger years when somehow we could have been in love, but somehow circumstances, so it kind of got away from us, you know. So this is sitting on the beach with my guitar, feeling kind of lonely and lonesome and so forth. I was rather young. So this is what this song came about, from a French influence that was kind of rock and roll. So for those of you that have lost love but find it again, we're going to go with this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Assis sur la plage, j'entends une voix, j'ai une rage tout au fond de moi, que d'amour perdu, de larmes pleurées, tu m'as grandement déçu. En cette fin de journée, tu ne m'aimes plus, tu ne veux plus rien savoir, ou pour toi seulement j'ai vécu, mais faut se dire au revoir. Si les vagues m'entendaient, je leur dirais ce message. J'ai eu des regrets, mais aujourd'hui je m'engage. Si l'amour me revient, je la caresserai dans mes bras. Je lui prendrai soin avec un corps plein de joie. Tu ne m'aimes plus, tu ne veux plus rien savoir. Pour toi seulement j'ai vécu, mais faut se dire au revoir. pas seulement j'ai vécu, mais faut se dire au revoir.
Oh, beautiful job.
Thank you very much for that. Now you're really on.
Pardon me?
You're on.
I'm on, yeah. I'm going to do a song before I pass it down the line. It's a song I wrote probably 15 years ago when I was pretty young. And it came from playing in Fort McMurray, Alberta, one of those very exotic places in Canada to play in February. And when you realize that everybody that's there is from here. So it's, it's pretty easy to fill any room, man, when you're from Cape Breton or from the East Coast. So I wrote a song after talking to a lady one night who had thanked me for bringing a bit of home to them. And I had never thought of that I was doing that. And I had thanked her very much, and I said, how long have you been out here? And she said, well, my husband and I left Cape Breton 17 years ago, and we haven't got home yet. And I was thinking, wow. I had never been 17 days in one place. Anyway, I wrote this song called Nobody Home. And the official title of it is There Ain't Nobody Home No More. That's to irritate all the school teachers that told me I couldn't do this. Anyway, nobody home. If anybody wants to sing or play, man, feel free. We're going to run the chorus a couple of times, and I'd love to get this room singing. There ain't nobody home no more. There ain't nobody home. Be no rest till they hit the west. Nobody home no more. Try it. There ain't nobody home no more. Ain't nobody home. There'll be no rest till they hit the west. Nobody home no more. There ain't nobody home. No tracks in the dust by the old front door. No voices ringing like they did before. They're fleeing the nest like eagles they soar. Nobody home no more. Leaving for a life of travel and toil. Drilling for the dreams in the western soil. Survival, they say, is finding more oil. Nobody home no more. Let's fill the room. There ain't nobody home no more. Ain't nobody home. There'll be no rest till they hit the west. Nobody home no more. There ain't nobody home no more. Ain't nobody home. No rest till they hit the west. Nobody home no more. There ain't nobody home. Well, another day over there slow to fly. And the sun goes down and the dreams go by. that sun would be brighter in my eastern sky. Wish I was going home. Let's hear the voices. There ain't nobody home no more. Ain't nobody home, yeah. There'll be no rest till they hit the west. Nobody home no more. You guys sing it. There ain't nobody home no more. Ain't nobody home. There'll be no rest till they hit the west. Nobody home no more. There ain't nobody home. No tracks in the dust by the old front door. No voices ringing like they did before. They're fleeing the nest like eagles they soar. Nobody home no more. You're on your own. Let's hear you sing it. There ain't nobody home no more. Ain't nobody home. Be no rest. No rest till they hit the west. Nobody home, no. Let's put the hands together. Here we go. Ain't nobody home no more. Ain't nobody home, yeah. There'll be no rest till they hit the west. Nobody home no more. There ain't nobody home no more. Ain't nobody home. There'll be no rest till they hit the west. Nobody home no more. There ain't nobody home. What? Ain't nobody home. Can't hear you. Ain't nobody home. There ain't nobody home. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Okay, cool. We're just having a rehearsal up here. I'd like to say hello to everybody out in the internet land. Anyway, we're going to introduce a pretty great friend of mine here since the last few years. We don't act it sometimes, but you know, we get along pretty well. And he's one of my songwriting heroes. Believe me, and there's a few of them on stage here tonight. Anyway, please make welcome for a return visit here to Celtic Colours, Mr. David Francey.
Thank you. Well, thanks very much. Thanks very much. I can go home now. That was lovely. Thanks a lot. Thrilled to be on this stage, absolutely thrilled, you know that. When I first got into this line of work, I came out of construction. So I literally came off the job site, went to Ottawa Folk Festival, and went to my very first workshop. And hosting that workshop was none other than James Keelaghan, who was a huge, huge hero to me already at that point. And he was the most welcoming man you ever saw in your life. Anyway, there was James and a bunch of other big boys there as well, and myself. And it was somebody who didn't know, who knew me but didn't know them very well. He says, "Hey, David, you're pissing with the big dogs now." You know, sorry, I'm wearing a church hat, right? But anyway, that didn't mean any harm. Anyway, just thrilled to be on this stage, absolutely, and certainly with this man right here. This song is I lost my voice the year before COVID hit. I lost my voice. It had gone. I'd been out on the road far too long. I'd played far too many shows. I was a lot older than I thought I was, and I lost my voice completely. So I was about as miserable as I could possibly be at that point, and about as lost at sea as I could possibly be. And so this one person, another musician, was the one who dragged me through all of that. She convinced me that it was all going to be okay. And we'd write over the internet. We'd do all kinds of stuff just to stay in there, to hang in. And she really got me through it. And so when you have that happen, you build up an incredible amount of affection for that person. There's no question about it, you know. And then after it's all over and you're feeling okay, it seems incredibly lame just to go, thanks, you know, for everything you did for me, or for having my back and everything else. And so what I did was I wrote her a love song. And what the critics have called it is called a platonic love song. And that's perfect, actually, to tell you the truth. That's exactly what it is. All I had to do was think, if I was going to write her a love song, how would I do it? This is how I do it. I do it just like this. The song is called Harbor. Here we go. From the thinnest air, the faintest prayer, a tight-roped heart tumbling down, standing there in the airport where he felt it break and made no sound. Came down to earth for what it's worth. Feet never even touch the ground. Not another girl in all the world he'd rather put his arms around. Jack and Jill drove down the hill, and all around them sand and water, the eye of Mars and a sky of stars, someone's son and someone's daughter. Back to back with all he lacks, back of her hand he know by sight, side by side across the great divide, a tidal girl in harbour light. And the song was sung and they were done. Borrowed time, a moment's grace. On the street outside, a last goodbye, and a final look on Mercy's face. Thank you very much.
That is beautiful, Dave.
Thank you.
Man,
Thank you.
I've never had a better seat to a David Francey concert. Believe me. If you'd like to do another one now, it'd be really nice. If not, we can pass it down to Mr. Keelaghan.
Yeah, okay, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
I thought it was done, buddy. Thanks a lot, man.
Go ahead, 10 more.
I don't, okay, all right. We'll do this one for you then. That was a surprise. I moved from downtown Toronto, smack downtown Parliament and Gerrard, to a dirt road in Quebec. And it was called Under Bunker Road. There's Bunker Mountain, there's Under Bunker Road. It was lonesome and then some. There was about 3 houses on the entire road. And so I picked there to buy a house. I was building houses, that's what I was doing down there. I thought, time to buy a house. So I bought a house. For $13,000, I got a 3-bedroom house with an orchard and 2 3/4 acres. There was a term we used to use in construction at that time. It applied perfectly to that house. The term we used to use for that style of house was a dump. We called that, oh my God, what a dump. And when I bought it, I thought, oh my God, what a dump, you know. So the first thing I did was I built this great big deck out the back. And the deck was huge. It was like 14 by 12, 14 feet off the ground, with a nice big picnic table. So I built that first. The only reason I did that was because I didn't want to spend one extra minute in that house I just bought, you know. So I'd leave the job site, I'd go straight to the house, I'd work till 9 o'clock at night. At 9 o'clock at night, I'd down tools, have a bite to eat, grab a cigarette and go out on the deck. And that's what I did. And I'd go out on the deck to see what was there, which was usually nothing at all. But on a starry night, it was something special. It was like every star that's ever been was in that sky that night. I walked out of the house, having a smoke as usual. I looked at it, I just went, oh my God, it stopped me in my tracks. I just went, oh my God, look at that, David. That's the firmament right there, man. It's every star that's ever been. Wow, I was absolutely amazed, astounded. I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at the past and the future and everything else. I'm looking at heaven itself. And I was absolutely stunned for 5 minutes. I was absolutely stunned. But I'm a typical human. 5 minutes later, I'm puffing on my cigarette going, yeah, there's the universe. Yeah, that's heaven itself up there. I wish something would move. You know, that's all I can think of. You know, I'm looking at the glories of heaven, and I'm like, all I can think of is, I wish something would move. Well, right at that moment, at 9 o'clock at night, over Bunker Hill, comes this little satellite. No kidding. Right on cue. Over she came. I was wiped out when I saw it. I couldn't believe it. A little spark of us up there in space in heaven itself. And then I thought to myself, that satellite, I'm just like that satellite, you know. It's up there in heaven. All it's going to do is turn around and look. It'll see all the universe all around it. But what does it do? It goes around the earth, looking straight down at the ground, which is how I go through life, walking straight down at the ground and looking at the ground, missing all the beauty around me. And so I felt a little kinship with that satellite. And so I wrote this song for it. And it's called Guess, Satellite. Here we go. I lived along a rutted road where the nighttime fell like a heavy load. And the firmament was fixed and still above the dark Bunker Hill. Oh, and I love the twinkling of the lights. I'm watching for a satellite. Shooting stars fall way too fast. They burn so bright, they never last. And the planets pass as slow as death across the sky from east to west. Oh, and I love the twinkling of the lights. I'm watching for a satellite. I love the twinkling of the lights. I'm watching for a satellite. Stars set in time and distance far, and from horizon's edge a light, a spark of man in lonely flight. A heavenly host with a metal heart, directed ghost, and all the glory all around, eyes firmly fixed upon the ground. Oh, I recognize that lonely light reflected from a satellite. I recognize that lonely light reflected from a satellite. very much.
Wow. What a treat. That's a great song.
Thanks, Bob.
Man.
I ripped it off of you, actually.
I notice a lot of similarities to my music when I hear David sing. Gotta check my phone and see if it's bugged. Anyway, it's like I said, it's so great to be here among old and new friends. And this gentleman I met quite a few years ago, and that's quite a term, gentleman. Yeah. Anyway, James Keelaghan and I were artists in residence probably a few years back, I guess. And just spent a good 8 or 9 days together and learning a bit about each other and about music and that sort of thing. And we're still talking.
Truly.
It's amazing, man. But anyway, one of the great, just a Canadian icon, man, and a Canadian treasure of history and song. And I just heard, he's one of the greatest storytellers, and I can attest to that when we were having a meal down there, and he was showing me some pictures and telling stories. Man, he does that with song as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, James Keelaghan and David Woodhead.
Thank you. You know, you said that. I wanted to key off what David was doing, but it's not a story song. So we'll just stick with that plan. Because David was talking about the sky, and this is a song inspired by the Irish constellation. Orion. I can make out the belt of the hunter Orion. He's climbing the heavens, he's sweeping the skies. I can tell by the stars in his glittering belt that it's time to start searching for how and for why. So many stars come and go, some have names and some you know, some will remind me of you. So many things here and gone, some don't fit and some belong, some will remind me of you. I can feel the north wind make a kick at the window. It's seeking the weakness, it tries to come in. I can tell by the flame of the flickering candle that it is succeeding. Now winter begins. So many winds come and go, some blow hot and some blow cold, some will remind me of you. So many things here and gone, some don't fit and some belong, some will remind me of you. There's some part of you always will come through, some small part of my day. Some part of me always longs to be, just can't keep you away. I can tell by the clock on the wall, time's advancing, yes it waits for no one. But this much I see, time is a river, and on and we're flowing. rocking and rolling till we reach the sea. So many hours come and go, some go fast and some go slow, some will remind me of you. So many things here and gone, some don't fit and some belong, some will remind me of you. Yes, some will remind me of
Great song. I think that a little applause could apply here for Mr. David Woodhead on bass.
Yeah. So I think it's, when we're talking about bards and ballads, I'm always very mindful of all the people that we carry within us, right? Because nobody becomes a singer-songwriter just out of the blue. You become a singer-songwriter because for 10, 15, 20, 30 years of your life, you sang other people's songs. And by singing other people's songs, you learned how to tell a story. You learned how to write a song by singing other people's songs. And somebody got sprung from hospital tonight because apparently they're a fan of mine, and they wanted to be here. And so I asked them what song it is that they would want, since they were so lately sprung from hospital. And I was really happy when he asked for a song called Eulalie, which I recorded on our latest CD, Secondhand, but it's a song by Jesse Winchester. And I love Jesse. Possibly one of the greatest songwriters that we've ever had. And what I loved about Jesse, how many of you know Jesse? Yeah. So Jesse, as he got older, his songs got younger. As he got older and older and older, he started writing about earlier and earlier portions of his life. And this is one of the last songs, one of the last newer songs that he wrote. And I hounded him for years. I said, are you going to record that? Because I wanted to learn it. And he finally recorded it on the last album before he died. And now, every time I play this, I imagine my 15-year-old son in the schoolyard, glancing across that vast divide between him and his beloved. You know? It goes like this. Eulalie just craves affection. She's a child in that respect. She's a girl whose pretty looks have been a chain around her neck. And with all the boys who want her, oh, she'll never notice me. And I could really love you, Eulalie. Eulalie was Daddy's daughter. She's her daddy's daughter still. They live in careless comfort somewhere high upon the hill. But the boys who court her ain't no count, and I wish she could see that I could really love you, Eulalie. Eulalie, if you only knew me, you could see right through me. You'd see I'm sincere. Eulalie, I feel like I know you. Come on, let me show you. Hey, look over here. Eulalie, Eulalie. I could watch her from a distance, I know just how she'd feel. I could love her in my mind till I believed that it was real. And all that she is missing is a steady boy like me. And I could really love you, Eulalie, Eulalie. If you only knew me, you could see right through me. You'd see I'm sincere. Eulalie, I feel like I know you. Come on, let me show you. Hey, look over here. Eulalie, Eulalie. If you only knew me, you could see right through me. You'd see I'm sincere. Eulalie, I feel like I know you. Come on, let me show you. Hey, look over here. Eulalie, Eulalie. Eulalie, Eulalie, Eulalie.
Thank you. Beautiful job, James.
Hello. Hello. Buddy, we
Yes.
know that this wasn't exactly the plan, but the first song you did was so amazingly received. We'd love you to do one more before we close out the first set.
Well, I can do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shauna. Diplomatic Shauna. I think I know another one. Well, I'm going to sing a song here that I wrote. We had a discussion. We're talking downstairs about different things and giving to the poor. And Connie Kaldor and I had a great conversation about a relative of hers that just decided to be kind all his life, which sort of sums it up what we should all be doing, maybe. And I was walking on a very, very cold street, on Yonge Street in Toronto a number of years ago, and there was a gentleman, it was a late night, very, very cold. And there was a gentleman came out of the darkness, and I automatically went in my pocket for some change, and he put his hand out and he said, no, I'm not looking for money. I don't want money. And I said, oh, that's interesting. And he said, I just want to know what time it is. And that really shocked me, you know. I said, is there anything I can do, or did you have to be somewhere? And he said, no, I'd just like to find out what time it is, so I want to know how long it's going to be before the sun comes out and it gets warm. I said, oh, fair enough. So I was thinking of that song as we were talking downstairs about people sort of giving up. If they get money, they want to give it away to be kind to people and that sort of thing. And this guy didn't seem to have the chance to do that, but there seemed something very kind about him. and I wrote a song called The Hobo Hotel. I'm sending this out to Wyoming. Well, it's midnight on Yonge Street, colder than hell. My mission is finding a warm welcome hotel. I walk by an alley and a stranger I see, standing by a stairwell staring at me. Well, I walk on by and I didn't make a sound. Something has stopped me, I turn right around. That man in the alley, he wasn't bumming a dime. That man in the alley just wanted my time. He said, I'd been out here since Christ was a kid. I am now paying for the things that I did or that I didn't do. It don't matter now, it's done. Said, how many hours before the heat of the sun? Saying it could have been me, well, it could have been you. Just to draw off the cards that we all pulled through. We could be all sleeping if nobody cared at this hobo hotel at the foot of the stairs. Well, there's doctors and there's lawyers and teachers who lie in anguished addiction, some wanting to die. They don't want to be there, there's no one who cares. Just another night sleeping at the foot of the stairs. Well, it could have been me, and it could have been you. Just to draw off the cards that we all pulled through. We could be all sleeping if nobody cared at this hobo hotel at the foot of the stairs. Now under the covers of my 4-star hotel, I toss and I turn and I think of the hell. The tortures, they're mine, well, it doesn't seem fair. There's too many sleeping at the foot of the stairs. Now morning has broken and nothing has changed. The streeters are rising and they're trying to arrange what to do, where to go, but when they finally get there, just another night waiting at the foot of the stairs. For it could have been me, and it could have been you, just to draw off the cards that we all pulled through. We could be all sleeping if nobody cared at this hobo hotel at the foot of the stairs. Well, it could have been me, and it could have been you, just to draw off the cards that we all pulled through. We could be all sleeping if nobody cared at this hobo hotel at the foot of the stairs. Well, it's midnight on Yonge Street and colder than hell. My mission is finding a warm welcome hotel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to all of you. Wasn't that wonderful? And more to come with Connie Kaldor and Valdy in the second half. Just a few notes before we head into intermission. This year, the festival is working with the province of Nova Scotia to conduct a visitor survey. And your input, especially visitor input, is so important to us. The results of the survey will help support future funding and sponsorships and inform our future direction. There's a chance to win a Celtic Colours gift certificate valued at $300, and there should be a QR code at the entrance. You scan this code, and then you select Celtic Colours from the list. To be entered into the draw, you need to provide your email address, but I can assure you that emails will only be used under this context and for the contest. This evening, we also want to recognize the dedication of the Festival Volunteer Drivers Association. In addition to the many, many hours they spend keeping the festival moving around all our artists, they continue to support young and emerging Cape Breton artists through bursaries to attend the Gaelic College. And every year they support a young artist by helping them to record their first album. Now, last night, if you were at a show, it would have been announced that they had contributed more than $100,000 to these programs, but I actually got a correction today, and it's $160,000 that they have donated. It's amazing. So now they've also released a compilation album featuring the many young artists they've helped over the years. So along with artist merchandise from the artists on stage this evening, their merchandise, the drivers also have this compilation. And amazing milestone this year, they hit their 2 million kilometer mark. Accident-free. So please remember, regular concert goers will know this, but for anyone who's not a regular, please complete the back of your ticket and put that in a ballot tub, which would be back at the entrance. There's a chance to win one of two prizes. The first is the Celtic Colours International Festival, a retrospective from 1997 to 2021. This is a coffee table book. I'm sorry I couldn't balance the two substantial books and my notes. I'll bring them out when we make the draw. But that coffee table book, myself and my colleague Dave Mahalik curated and captioned that in 2021, and they are also available from the drivers. And the second prize, not that it's a second prize, the second of two prizes, is Natalie McMaster's new book, I Have a Love Story. So please do that. And during intermission, the CWL, the ladies from here at Lady of Fatima, have tea, coffee, water, various sweets for sale downstairs. And we're now going to take about a 15-minute intermission. Thank you.
Hi, dear. How you doing tonight? Good to see ya. I'm just going to watch the Celtic Colours live stream like I do every night. Wouldn't miss it. Tell you what I would like to miss, though. Gordy, my husband Gordy, don't let on. He's been walking around the house, dear, like Hugh Hefner, wearing just a bathrobe. Every now and then it blows open, dear. And I say to him, for the love of God, Gordy, turn the furnace down. You're melting. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, dear, I wanted to tell you that you can make donations, if you can, dear, to the live stream. Isn't that nice? And any amount is very welcome. That's what they told me. So if you can do that, that would be beautiful. Okay, dear, I'm going to watch this.
Something about this place brings me back, it always brings me back. This kind of love won't change. Brings me back, it always brings me back. I've crossed many miles, but one thing's always clear, my heart stays here.
The Celtic Colours Festival means a lot to me because it displays the beauty of the island, the beauty of the music, and the beauty of the culture. One of the most memorable things about growing up in Cape Breton is understanding that the Cape Breton culture was not one group of people, but it was a compilation of many different cultures from many different parts of the world that is unique. My hope is for the festival to continue well into the future so it can showcase what Cape Breton has to offer to the world. Wagner's, your personal injury lawyers.
When it comes to taking that first step in your educational journey, you have a lot of choices. Only one feels like home. At Cape Breton University, you can explore your passions and gain global perspectives in familiar surroundings. With a diverse, welcoming campus community, exciting programs, and outstanding faculty support, you can get a world-class education right here at home. This is community. This is Cape Breton University. Apply today at cbu.ca/apply.
When you play with Atlantic Lottery, winners aren't the only ones who win. Because every dollar of profit we make is reinvested right back here. To the people and places that call Atlantic Canada and our 4 provinces home. With Atlantic Lottery, what happens beyond the game is game-changing.
The biggest thing for me is having fun with my art. Since I started music, I was like, I'm gonna make an EP, but I didn't know how to make it happen. I couldn't afford to make it happen. The EP that I finally got to put out was a result of funding, and that was a long-term goal of mine. But without the funding where it started, it wouldn't have been able to happen. Thanks to Support for Culture for just being here for me and supporting me along my journey.
We're here for our convertible.
How about an SUV?
Want to get out of here?
Hier ist das Schiebedach.
Und hier ist die Sonnencreme.
Okay, let's move on.
Where are those trucks? We're right here.
Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Yep, still here.
For over 20 years, Protocase has revolutionized the world of custom manufacturing, offering the fastest way for the brightest minds in science and engineering to develop some of the coolest innovations in the world today. With 400+ employees and over 20,000 customers, including NASA, Google, Microsoft, and Apple, join one of Nova Scotia's fastest growing companies, where we are proud to support the Celtic Colours International Music Festival.
When you play with Atlantic Lottery, winners aren't the only ones who win. Because every dollar of profit we make is reinvested right back here. To the people and places that call Atlantic Canada and our 4 provinces home. With Atlantic Lottery, what happens beyond the game is game-changing.
The biggest thing for me is having fun with my art. Since I started music, I was like, I'm gonna make an EP, but I didn't know how to make it happen. I couldn't afford to make it happen. The EP that I finally got to put out was a result of funding, and that was a long-term goal of mine. But without the funding where it started, it wouldn't have been able to happen. Thanks to Support for Culture for just being here for me and supporting me along my journey.
We're here for our convertible.
How about an SUV?
Want to get out of here?
Hier ist das Schiebedach.
Und hier ist die Sonnencreme.
Okay, let's move on.
Where are those trucks? We're right here.
Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Yep, still here.
For over 20 years, Protocase has revolutionized the world of custom manufacturing, offering the fastest way for the brightest minds in science and engineering to develop some of the coolest innovations in the world today. With 400 plus employees and over 20,000 customers, including NASA, Google, Microsoft, and Apple, join one of Nova Scotia's fastest growing companies, where we are proud to support the Celtic Colours International Music Festival.
Over the last century, Member 2 has become our home. Our community today was only a dream to our ancestors of Gundawiktu, who were forcibly removed from our original location on King's Road. Following their lead of bravery and resilience, we too lead by example for those who come after us.
There's pride in sharing culture in our success in Member 2. Our Mi'kmaq values honor land, water, and each other. It is said that each one of us only truly exists in relation to those around us. Community is everything.
In an act of harmony, our people and our community have grown together, one always in unison with the other, like the roots and the branches of a beautiful old birch tree. Without our people, we simply wouldn't have the vibrancy we have in Member 2 today.
Member 2 welcomes the world, and the future is ours.
Gundawiktu is where we come from. Member 2 is where we now call home. There's no stopping where we go next.
Scotland is small and mighty.
Innovative, beautiful scenery.
Mountains, lochs, glens.
There's a lot of energy here, and it's good energy.
Scottish people are passionate.
Funny, inviting. Scotland has a really supportive environment.
Scotland push new voices. And I've always felt such love and support from Scotland.
I don't see Scotland being constrained by its own borders.
It has this rich history and culture.
We're not one thing, we're everything.
We have the talent. We have the network.
There's passion out there.
Goed malan en koele doem gaat je lui mij ruisen. Goed malan en koele doem gaat je lui mij ruisen. Goed malan en koele doem gaat je lui mij ruisen. Goed malan en koele doem gaat je lui mij ruisen. Gaat je rietjelem, gaat je lui mij ruisen. Gaat je rietjelem, gaat je lui mij ruisen. Gaat je Jerusalem, gaat je me ruisen. Ongoed malan en koelerum, gaat je me ruisen. Ongoed malan en koelerum, gaat je me ruisen. Ongoed malan en koelerum, gaat je me ruisen. Gaat je Jerusalem, gaat je me ruisen. Ongoed malan en koelerum, gaat je me ruisen. Upon the hill, Gallicum, Smolina, Salocround. Habenagum, Matayacum, out the Galmatayacum. Upon the hill, Gallicum, Smolina, Salocround. China Mikulini, one Kulini, Galkulini, one China Mikulini, one sleep all of Antayamaro. China Mikulini, one Kulini, Galkulini, one China Mikulini, one sleep all of Antayamaro. le chingamiri tul gamiari tul le chingamiri pita kere kliai tul le chingamiri tul gamiari tul le chingamiri pita kere kliai ami shari tavan jai speak to sonyami halekalam hana sarsi kan le kliai ami shari tavan jai speak to sonyami halekalam hana sarsi kan le kliai Halekalam hana sarsi kan le kliai ami shari tavan jai speak to sonyami halekalam hana sarsi kan le kliai. Cheers, thank you very much. There's something about this place brings me back, it always brings me back. This kind of love won't change. Brings me back, it always brings me back. I've crossed many miles, but one thing's always clear, my heart stays here.
The Celtic Colours Festival means a lot to me because it displays the beauty of the island, the beauty of the music, and the beauty of the culture. One of the most memorable things about growing up in Cape Breton is understanding that the Cape Breton culture was not one group of people, but it was a compilation of many different cultures from many different parts of the world that is unique. My hope is for the festival to continue well into the future so it can showcase what Cape Breton has to offer to the world. Wagner's, your personal injury lawyers.
When it comes to taking that first step in your educational journey, you have a lot of choices. Only one feels like home. At Cape Breton University, you can explore your passions and gain global perspectives in familiar surroundings. With a diverse, welcoming campus community, exciting programs, and outstanding faculty support, you can get a world-class education right here at home. This is community. This is Cape Breton University. Apply today at cbu.ca/apply.
When you play with Atlantic Lottery, winners aren't the only ones who win. Because every dollar of profit we make is reinvested right back here. To the people and places that call Atlantic Canada and our 4 provinces home. With Atlantic Lottery, what happens beyond the game is game-changing.
The biggest thing for me is having fun with my art. Since I started music, I was like, I'm gonna make an EP, but I didn't know how to make it happen. I couldn't afford to make it happen. The EP that I finally got to put out was a result of funding, and that was a long-term goal of mine. But without the funding where it started, it wouldn't have been able to happen. Thanks to Support for Culture for just being here for me and supporting me along my journey.
We're here for our convertible.
How about an SUV?
Want to get out of here?
Hier ist das Schiebedach.
Und hier ist die Sonnencreme.
Okay, let's move on.
Where are those trucks? We're right here.
Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Yep, still here.
For over 20 years, Protocase has revolutionized the world of custom manufacturing, offering the fastest way for the brightest minds in science and engineering to develop some of the coolest innovations in the world today. With 400 plus employees and over 20,000 customers, including NASA, Google, Microsoft, and Apple, join one of Nova Scotia's fastest growing companies, where we are proud to support the Celtic Colours International Music Festival.
When you play with Atlantic Lottery, winners aren't the only ones who win. Because every dollar of profit we make is reinvested right back here. To the people and places that call Atlantic Canada and our 4 provinces home. With Atlantic Lottery, what happens beyond the game is game-changing.
The biggest thing for me is having fun with my art. Since I started music, I was like, I'm gonna make an EP, I'm gonna make an EP, but I didn't know how to make it happen. I couldn't afford to make it happen. The EP that I finally got to put out was a result of funding, and that was a long-term goal of mine. But without the funding where it started, it wouldn't have been able to happen. Thanks to Support for Culture for just being here for me and supporting me along my journey.
We're here for our convertible.
How about an SUV?
Want to get out of here?
Hier ist das Schiebedach.
Und hier ist die Sonnencreme.
Okay, let's move on.
Where are those trucks? We're right here.
Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Yep, still here.
For over 20 years, Protocase has revolutionized the world of custom manufacturing, offering the fastest way for the brightest minds in science and engineering to develop some of the coolest innovations in the world today. With 400 plus employees and over 20,000 customers, including NASA, Google, Microsoft, and Apple, join one of Nova Scotia's fastest growing companies, where we are proud to support the Celtic Colours International Music Festival.
Over the last century, Member 2 has become our home. Our community today was only a dream to our ancestors of Gundawiktu, who were forcibly removed from our original location on King's Road. Following their lead of bravery and resilience, we too lead by example for those who come after us.
There's pride in sharing culture in our success in Member 2. Our Mi'kmaq values honor land, water, and each other. It is said that each one of us only truly exists in relation to those around us. Community is everything.
In an act of harmony, our people and our community have grown together, one always in unison with the other, like the roots and the branches of a beautiful old birch tree. Without our people, we simply wouldn't have the vibrancy we have in Member 2 today.
Member 2 welcomes the world, and the future is ours.
Gundawiktu is where we come from. Member 2 is where we now call home. There's no stopping where we go next.
Scotland is small and mighty.
Innovative, beautiful scenery.
Mountains, lochs, glens.
There's a lot of energy here, and it's good energy.
Scottish people are passionate.
Funny, inviting. Scotland has a really supportive environment.
Scotland push new voices. And I've always felt such love and support from Scotland.
I don't see Scotland being constrained by its own borders.
It has this rich history and culture.
We're not one thing, we're everything.
We have the talent. We have the network.
There's passion out there.
On goed malan en koelerum gadget me rause. 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 Gadget Jerusalem, gadget me rause. Gadget Jerusalem, gadget me rause. Gadget Jerusalem, gadget me rause. On goed malan en koelerum gadget me ruse. On goed malan en koelerum gadget me ruse. On goed malan en koelerum gadget me ruse. Gadget Jerusalem, gadget me ruse. On goed malan en koelerum gadget me ruse. Ha benna gamma taya gam halt de kaune taya gam upon the hibbing galacum smolina salokronde. Ha benna gamma taya gam halt de kaune taya gam upon the hibbing galacum smolina salokronde. China mi kulini gal kulini lan. China mi kulini lan smi palavan taya maro. China mi kulini gal kulini lan. China mi kulini lan smi palavan taya maro. Dole chingamiri dol gamiari dole chingamiri pita kere kliai dole chingamiri dol gamiari dole chingamiri pita kere kliai ami jari tavan jai speak to salami halekalam hana sarse kande pita kliai ami jari tavan jai speak to salami halekalam hana sarse kande pita kliai ami jari tavan jai speak to salami halekalam hana sarse kande pita kliai ami jari tavan jai speak to salami halekalam hana sarse kande pita kliai.
Cheers, thank you very much.
There's something about this place brings me back, it always brings me back. This kind of love won't change. Brings me back, it always brings me back. I've crossed many miles, but one thing's always clear, my heart stays here.
The Celtic Colours Festival means a lot to me because it displays the beauty of the island, the beauty of the music, and the beauty of the culture. One of the most memorable things about growing up in Cape Breton is understanding that the Cape Breton culture was not one group of people, but it was a compilation of many different cultures from many different parts of the world that is unique. My hope is for the festival to continue well into the future so it can showcase what Cape Breton has to offer to the world. Wagner's, your personal injury lawyers.
When it comes to taking that first step in your educational journey, you have a lot of choices. Only one feels like home. At Cape Breton University, you can explore your passions and gain global perspectives in familiar surroundings. With a diverse, welcoming campus community, exciting programs, and outstanding faculty support, you can get a world-class education right here at home. This is community. This is Cape Breton University. Apply today at cbu.ca/apply.
When you play with Atlantic Lottery,
Okay, as everyone makes their way back to their seats, we're going to do the draw for the two books I mentioned earlier. This is Buddy MacDonald, our site manager. So this is Natalie's book, and this is the retrospective. And I think I'm going to break with tradition and get our visiting folk legends to do the draws. You're such a gentleman. A gentleman. Okay. Just pick one. Come on. Connie. Here. Thank you. So the winner of Natalie's book is Jeff Pinhay from the head of St. Margaret's Bay here in Nova Scotia. So that book will be down at the table at the entrance.
Another one?
Just pick one.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the winner of the retrospective is Leanne Yates from St. Peter's. 2 Nova Scotia winners. So, like I said, those books will be back at the entrance with the drivers. So we just want to welcome back Buddy. And these intros will be short because I think they kind of speak for themselves. Joining Buddy for this half is Saskatchewan native and Canadian folk music icon, Connie Kaldor. And she's joined on guitar by Paul Campagne. And completing the lineup for the second half is Canadian folk music legend, Valdy.
Wow. Well, I feel good again up here. I'm in great company. Did you have a nice break? Yeah? Did you have a little sip of something? Tea, maybe? No? You're not admitting anything, eh? Anyway, welcome back to set number 2. And once again, it's great to be here. And it's so great to be surrounded, like I said, quite a few times by old and new friends. This is really cool indeed. Quite a number of years ago when I was way younger, before I grew up, I was in Vancouver. We spent some time in Vancouver. And it was one of those things where we just sort of pulled the kids out of school and drove across Canada, and for absolutely no reason. And it's the best trip we ever made.
No reason to drive across Canada with 2 kids.
No. You know. We bypassed Saskatchewan. No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Them's fighting words.
Well, I didn't know there was 2 of them. Anyway, while in Vancouver, which I do love, and it's changed a little bit, but so have I. So anyway, I decided it was going to be a great time in my lifetime and career to get my very first little tattoo. And I know. So I just wanted a little acoustic guitar on my arm, that's all, not too much. So I went looking, nobody had flash on the wall, you couldn't. They just say, no, we don't do that kind of thing, which was making me feel really good, really brave, because I was terrified. And until I went in this lovely little tattoo parlor down on Davis Street called the Mystic Needle, where no man should go. And it was a family-owned business. It was the Angels, that is their last name. An interesting place. They sold Doc Martens for $15 too, by the way. But anyway, this song has nothing to do with tattoos, but it has something to do with while I was waiting and still terrified and sort of looking around the skyline and so on, thinking, what a beautiful place to be. I wish I was going to live to see it. And that's exactly what I had in my mind. But I wrote, on a positive note, I wrote a song called We're in Vancouver Tonight. And anybody who wants to sing or play along in the key of E, just give her. As they say in Cape Breton, give her. Does it say that in Saskatchewan? Really? Give her. Jeez. We're kindred spirits. A flatlander and me. Here we go. Well, I left on the road many miles ago to stay for a week or two. But here I am with all my thoughts behind me. It seems I fell in love with you. Your highways and inlets, mountains and shores surely got their hold on me. Seems that it's easier to get city bound, stay on this road and be free. But we're in Vancouver tonight. Where? We're in Vancouver tonight. And isn't it a pity? The city is so pretty. We're in Vancouver tonight. You guys help me? We're in Vancouver tonight. Where? We're in Vancouver tonight. And isn't it a pity? The city is so pretty. We're in Vancouver tonight. We walked all day and half of the night. I've seen all the pawn shops and bars. It's midnight in her cowboy boots and her hats. For all that they know, we're just stars. It's nice just to know that nobody knows what you will grow or what you might be. We're three on a street of shuffling feet, myself and my shadow and me. Here we go. We're in Vancouver tonight. We're in Vancouver tonight. And isn't it a pity? The city is so pretty. We're in Vancouver tonight. Well, I left on this road many miles ago to stay for a week or two. But here I am with all my thoughts behind me. It seems I fell in love with you. Your highways and inlets, mountains and shore surely got their hold on me. Seems that it's easier to get city bound, stay on this road and be free. Here we go. We're in Vancouver tonight. We're in Vancouver tonight. And isn't it a pity? The city is so pretty. We're in Vancouver tonight. I want to hear you guys sing it. Well, we're in Vancouver tonight. We're in Vancouver tonight. And isn't it a pity? The city is so pretty. We're in Vancouver tonight. Yes, we're in Vancouver tonight. We're in Vancouver tonight. Yes, we're in Vancouver tonight. Da 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 da, da da ba ba da da da. Thank you. Man, great band here, and don't have to pay them. That's wicked. Anyway, it gives me great pleasure. We had never, Connie and I had never met until tonight. Said, what are the odds?
Hey.
Working.
They were probably worried what would happen if we ended up on the same stage together.
I know.
That's really
It might be safer this way.
I'm from Saskatchewan.
But we're really, really, really happy to have you here on Cape Breton for this
Thank
festival.
you.
Connie
I'm
Kaldor.
delighted. I mean,
I'll get out of your way.
And this is Paul Campagne, producer of my albums and co-producer of my children. Thank you for
It's
Good
a
Prairie
big job.
Boy.
It's a big job.
Prairie Boy here, and you know I have to let you know we decided we wanted to start a new movement, stage to table movement. So Paul brought lentils that he grew on his farm, organic black beluga lentils, cleaned and ready to go. And they didn't have room on the table over there, but if you want any, just come backstage. We can get you a bag of lentils. we're you know. Anyway, I took the idea of the bard, you know, kind of. I thought, well, I'm actually a bardette, I guess, but I took the idea of what a bard is, which they go and they write the songs for other people. They'd write songs that people requested wherever they were. Of course, they played for drinks, which I think in Cape Breton seems to be a working plan. But I had a friend who, she was a wonderful friend. She'd come over. This is the kind of friend that would come over, and while you're making tea, she'd start tidying up your kitchen. She's a great friend. Anyway, she called me once. She said, Connie, you write songs and stuff. Well, why don't you write a song about all this stuff we do as mothers and women and all this stuff and all this work we do? Nobody ever sings about it, cleaning and all that stuff. And I thought, oh, she thinks I have an imagination if she thinks I'm going to write a song about cleaning. Why did I become a musician? To avoid housework. That's what I did. But I said, yeah, of course I'll consider it. Oh my goodness, I just looked up above here. I feel like I'm on the inside of a jellied salad. Did they do that for me personally?
That's what it is.
That's what it is. They're big in the prairies. My mother lived to 103, and I'm convinced it's because of all the preservatives and the jellied salads we ate in my... No, doesn't it look like that? That one where you cut up all the pieces and throw it in a bowl?
Fruit cocktail.
Yeah, well, we're the fruit cocktail, I think. Anyway, back to our regular programming. So I just kind of tossed it away in that, that little basket of ideas that you think you say you're going to do and never do. But it's must have been kind of rolling around in my brain. And then one day I was sitting there. Well, first of all, I talked to somebody her husband had gone off, and he said she hadn't contributed enough after 3 kids. Okay. And then that's another song. We'll get to that some other time, along with the lentils. I'll sing it for you. But and then I was just sitting at my kitchen table late one night. At the end of the day, you're like wiping stuff up, and I was sitting there, and I don't know if it was in an ad on my phone or I think it was in an actual magazine. And there was this headline that says, "What does your life add up to?" I think it was a pension ad or something. I don't know. What does your life add up to? And I was sitting there late at night, and I said, I'll tell you what my life adds up to. 1,000 meals, 1,000 dishes, how many birthday cakes, 1,000 hugs, 1,000 kisses, 1,000 small mistakes, 1,000 wiping down the tables, pushing in the chairs, 1,000 baskets barely carried, heavy up the stairs, God knows how many washes and folds, picking ups, tucking ins and colds, not the things that make you money or a household name, not the kind of things that get you ahead in the game. They are the everyday moments, the ones that scatter. They're the ones that matter. A 1,000, you can do it. 1,000, don't do that. 1,000, take your boots off and don't forget your hat. 1,000, picking ups, dropping offs and cheering when they play. 1,000, getting back from work and getting groceries on the way. God knows how many Legos and blocks, picking up and matching up socks, not the things that make you money or a household name, not the kind of things that get you ahead in the game. They are the everyday moments, the ones that scatter, but they're the ones that matter. Well, on the the early mornings with their morning ring. All the moments that you watch them smile and you realize that you love them more than any song could ever sing. Not the things that make you money or a household name, not the kind of things that get you ahead in the game. They are the everyday moments, the ones that scatter, but they're the ones that matter. They're the ones that matter. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you.
Wow. Great song. Wow. If I didn't get the memo about wearing like red shoes. Are they red?
Yeah, they're red boots now.
Red boots, yeah. They're very nice. They're very nice. We got to think about shoes here. Speaking of shoes.
Big shoes to fill.
All right. And those are feet that I've been a huge fan of, man, for a lot of years.
They're size 14.
So, are they really?
Yeah.
Holy.
Both shoes are 14.
I thought you meant a total. Anyway, I've been following this guy a lot of years, and just a real hero of mine, you are, sir, and a Canadian legend and icon. And we're talking to Valdy at Sound Break, and we're talking about one year he was in a Celtic Christmas Daddy show, and we were going down to attend a little party at the Delta Hotel later on, and Valdy was looking for a ride from the TV station down to the hotel, and Wilda, my wife, and I had a little, I think it was a Toyota Echo. Mm-hmm. And we got it. And Valdy was in the back sort of hanging over talking to me, and all of a sudden I realized I can't even see the dash, man. It was snowing so hard. It was just like there was 2 feet of snow after falling.
It was a lovely show, the Christmas Daddies.
It was.
It's still on, isn't it?
It is.
Good, good.
And then Valdy finished off the conversation today by saying, "Did we make it?" Well, we did, and we're very, very happy we did. Ladies and gentlemen, Valdy.
It was a Toyota. Of course we made it. This is my song about Stompin' Tom Connors. I wanted to write a tribute song for him because his music was starting to disappear. So this is called "Oh Tom, We Miss Ya." Actually, that's your part in the song. Oh Tom, we miss you. Just like that. Hit it. Oh Tom, we miss you. Wow. That's a lot of voices to be up in front of. Well, no, I won't tell you where it comes. You'll have to figure that out. But we'll get that out. It's winter in Ontario. The men get out their machines. They're blowing snow and driving over frozen fields and streams. Oh, Tom, we miss you. From the hockey song to the cross-country blues. There's no Jack or Jill will ever fill your shoes. I flat out refuse to let your memory go. Oh, Tom, we all missing you so. I went to the east, sailed o'er the seas, played in Newfoundland's Grand Falls. Then I took a trek through old Quebec, felt the history in the walls. Oh, Tom, we miss you. You couldn't have been much better, that's for sure. What with Dave and JP out there playing on your tours, I can still hear your songs on the radio. Oh, Tom, we all missing you so. There's mist above the Kicking Horse. It's 26 below. That's golden in the rearview mirror as eastbound we go. Oh, Tom, we miss you. From Marion Bridge to Tumbler Ridge and more. From the oil fields out to Moncton's tidal bore. I hear Bud the Spud wherever I go. Oh, Tom, we all missing you so. So go take Tom's CDs, go and play them, please. Don't leave them on the shelf. Get out those guitars, boys, and go and write some songs yourself. There are innocents still held in jail, framed to take a fall, but they took the medal back from Conrad Black. Got this justice after all. Oh, Tom, we miss you. You had a way of setting the record straight. I bet you sang for St. Peter at the gate, saying I got a lot of songs here, heaven knows. I bet you got the angels all a-tapping their toes. Oh, Tom, we all missing you so. There's hockey in the Battlefords. The North Stars are playing hard, while out there in Victoria, there's flowers in the yard. Oh, Tom, we miss you. Bravo. Thank you. And now would you welcome Buddy MacDonald, please.
All right. Another great song. We miss old Tom. We miss old Tom. Yep. Anybody here from Prince Edward Island? We call it the other island. I'm going to write a song about, I wrote the song, so I'm going to sing it. I spent quite a bit of time in Scotland over the last bunch of years, and spent time with a good friend of mine from Dunkeld by the name of Dougie MacLean. Great singer-songwriter. And he used to tune his guitars, actually. So I think I will. Anyway, I took part in a festival that he started called the Perthshire Amber Festival. Around 2011 or something like that, Dougie decided that he was through with touring, flying around the world. He said, I'm going to start a festival and people will come and see me. And we all laughed hysterically at him, and they did come, and it worked really well. And I was lucky enough to spend probably 6 years doing that festival. Similar to Celtic Colours, only on a smaller scale. We went out into different areas and different venues. One of the venues was in a 700-year-old cathedral in Dunkeld. Just a magnificent old building that held about 500 or 600 people, and it was very, very, very cold. It was November, and the 700-year-old heat pumps weren't working. But it was a very magical show, and probably one of the neatest places I've ever been in to sing songs. And I wrote this song on the altar of the cathedral, because I figured that's where I belonged. That is only me thinking that, and it's called Feel the Air. And when it comes to chorus time, I just want the voices ringing off these walls, all right? Agreed? Thank you. I walked the river Tay today, shores of ancient gold. In silence stopped and pondered on the stories left untold. I wondered who had walked these shores, or where their journeys end. I just closed my eyes and felt the air. Here's the chorus. Feel the air, feel the air. Take your time, slow down, and feel the air. Let's hear the voices. Feel the air, feel the air. Take your time, slow down, and feel the air. I found myself within the walls, this cathedral in Dunkeld. Centuries of voices spoke and broke this silent spell. These walls of 700 years were cold and chilled my bones, but I just closed my eyes and felt the air. Here we go. Feel the air, feel the air. Take your time, slow down, and feel the air. Every voice. Feel the air, feel the air. Take your time, slow down, and feel the air. Lovely. Dunkeld has made me young today. It made my soul feel free. It called my name and it welcomed me. It gently spoke to me. It made me feel that we're still one, even far across the sea. It made me glad I stopped to feel the air. Here we go. Feel the air, feel the air. Take your time, slow down, and feel the air. Every voice. Feel the air, feel the air. Take your time, slow down, and feel the air. We need one more big chorus, and it's going to be from the audience this time. Feel the air, feel the air. Take your your time, slow down and feel the air. And now everybody, feel the air, feel the air. Take your time, slow down and feel the air. Take your time, slow down and feel the air. Take your time, slow down and feel the air. Well, thank you.
I'm sitting here realizing as I'm listening to him that there's a tradition of music that Buddy comes from, and his mother spoke Gaelic and sang Gaelic, and there's this tradition that is weaving around in a lot of the songs, and I realize my tradition comes from something totally different. I grew up with polkas and country music radio stations in Regina. It was either Dean Martin and roll out those hazy, lazy, click, and then you were left with your cheating heart. And I mean, those songs I didn't really appreciate until I'd been dumped, but then I got it. Country music, I'm into it. I'm in. So, when you talk about bards and ballads, I thought because I was listening to the title, I read the title. I thought I'd do number 2, the ballad part here. So I wanted to. This is from the new album. It is a Western kind of country ballad, and I thought, there's a lot of heartache songs that you listen to and connect with when you're in your 20s, right? And then I thought I would love to write a song for somebody who finds himself in that situation a little later in life. This is called Halfway down the road to Lonesome, I know that's where I'm bound, and nothing I can say or do can turn me back around. I never thought that I'd be back again, just past that last goodbye. Halfway down the road to Lonesome, nothing left to do but cry. When you pack up all you left, that little scrap of pride. When you love them and you know they don't love you, you take that little hope, the one that died, and you stand there wondering what you just went through. Halfway down the road to Lonesome, I know that's where I'm bound, and nothing I can say or do can turn me back around. I never thought that I'd be back again, just past that last goodbye. Halfway down the road to Lonesome, nothing left to do but cry. When you don't know how things went, from you're the only one, to someone else as what I need instead. When all your time's been spent, all's been said and done, you close the door and leave behind the bed. How did it come to this? From that first wondrous kiss, and all the love you counted on, when all I'd hoped for is gone. How do you carry on? How do you carry on? Halfway down the road to lonesome, I know that's where I'm bound. Nothing I can say or do can turn me back around. I never thought that I'd be back again, just past that last goodbye. Halfway down the road to lonesome, nothing left to do but cry. So you tell your little story, tell yourself a little lie. Halfway down the road to lonesome, nothing left to do but cry. Thank you.
Yeah. That is a wow moment. Great, great stuff. Take it away, Valdy.
I'd like to do a song that was inspired by our daughter. She's an actress now, has been for a number of years, which means she was a waitress. But she was a good one. She graduated into presenting. She actually had a company called Specific Affair, spelled Pacific with an S on it, which I thought was coy, but it worked. And the police department in Vancouver phoned her up and said, we have a function coming up at the Commodore Ballroom to honor one of our squads. It's called the Odd Squad. There's 7 or 8 cops that go down to the east side of Vancouver and look after people who don't look after themselves anymore. Pick them up, take them into hostels, hospitals, hospices, whatever shape they're in, eh? And after they get, some of them come through the cure, they take them through schools and put them on drug education programs for junior high. And very righteous cops, men and women, 7 to 9 people. So this was to honor them. And she showed me more about them, and I was quite inspired, so I wrote a song for them. And I got to go and sing it at the Commodore Ballroom for this big gala for the police department. I'm a Canadian. I'd never been in a room with so many guns. They were all in full dress, right? So this is my song for Chela. I call it, it's the Odd Squad. It's called That's an Odd Way to Do Things. You work on the rough side of town. You work with the toughs of this town. But you give those who need a break when you can. That's an odd way to do things. You work a long day for a day's pay, making the city a safer place. Then you spread hope through the schools on your own time. It's an odd way to do things. Here comes the C. There's always a lesson to learn. F sharp minor. There's always a reason to be concerned when you work with the underemployed. You work with the folks we avoid. Working your buns off, keeping things fair. It's an odd way to do things. Yeah. Here comes the C again. Oh, bridges are easily burned, but you've been building them up so that you can return to do your work on the rough side of town. Changing the way things go down. Changing the world with the lives that you save. It's an odd way to do things. Yes, it's an odd way to do things. Whoa. Thank you. That's a way of not only honoring the cops, but all of the first responders. Thank you for what you do.
Smooth.
This one. Oh, as you were, man.
As we were.
As we were.
Good luck. Have fun, everybody. This is a song, we've all been in these situations when whether you're a traveling salesman or a musician or whatever, when somebody will tell you that something is only, if you're doing a gig, for instance, the manager will tell you, oh, it's only a 1 hour drive. There's no such thing as a 1 hour drive. Everything takes 8 hours. If it's a 1 hour drive, somebody tells you it's going to be 8 hours. And this came from a conversation I had one night in a little town in Ontario, London, Ontario, where we had been on the road for quite a while. John Ferguson, good friend of mine, and I, traveling in a very exclusive 1987 Toyota Corolla, hating each other after the first week. But anyway, we were getting ready we had done the gig, 1 o'clock in the morning. We finished in this little place in London, and we're going to drive right back here, right back to Halifax, actually, and we just wanted to get out of there really quickly. And the bar was owned by a very nice guy, but one of them guys that followed you everywhere you went and wanted to talk about nothing, you know? And I just didn't want to talk to him, that's all. And he kept saying, you know, I can't believe how lucky you guys are. You've been away for 3 weeks or whatever. And now you can go back to your little province of Nova Scotia. This was in London, Ontario now. He wasn't in the deep south or somewhere. And he said, you'll be able to play anywhere you want in the Maritimes, and you can be home in your own bed that night. And I thought to myself, man, I played in Edmonton, New Brunswick, and I couldn't make it back to my own bed that night, believe me. But anyway, it prompted me to write a song, and actually what I said, you just go to talk to the other guy that's with me. I said, he knows everything you want to know, you know, ask him. I'm going to write a song. That was a lie to him, but I ended up writing the song. It's called 8 More Hours. B flat, somewhere, yeah. Greasy fries and late night bars, hotels and crowded cars, part of life that you'll soon learn to know. When you're driving through the night with the world off to your right, the fields of home are green and green means go. 8 more hours and I'll be home, and never more to roam until the next song calls me down this road. Never is a long, long time, for there's hills we haven't climbed. In the fields of life there's seeds we haven't sowed. And it's 8 more hours, and it's 8 more hours, 8 more hours, and I should be home. Try it. And it's 8 more hours, and it's 8 more hours, 8 more hours, and I should be home. Singing songs and playing tunes, rising at the crack of noon, seems like a waste of life, so many say. Their opinions, they're fine, long as they're the same as mine. We'll just tip our hat, smile and say good day. 8 more hours and I'll be home, and never more to roam, until the next song calls me down this road. Never is a long, long time, for there's hills we haven't climbed. In the fields of life there's seeds we haven't sowed. 8 more hours, and it's 8 more hours, and it's 8 more hours, 8 more hours, and I should be home, everybody. And it's 8 more hours, and it's 8 more hours, 8 more hours, and I should be home. Well, finally there's that light of my hometown burning bright, and the smiling face and eyes I've longed to see. I get tired, I admit, for there's pieces that don't fit in this puzzle of confusion that's called me. And it's 8 more hours, let's hear ya. And it's 8 more hours, 8 more hours, and I should be home. One more. And it's 8 more hours, yeah. And it's 8 more hours, 8 more hours, and I should be home. 8 more hours, and I should be home. 8 more hours, and I will be home. Thank you.
Well, talking about home, I've had a couple requests tonight, and one of them I'm going to do. I'm sorry I can't do all of them, but there's some people from the prairies out there, some prairie doggies. Some people I even went to school with are out there, so. Campbell Collegiate. So this is a song about a little river where I'm from. Not a big river, it's not roaring to the sea like you got here. No, it's kind of hard to pick up speed in Saskatchewan. Comes out of Wood Mountain Hills and ends up at Old Wives Lake. But it's a beautiful prairie little river. And I know some of you might have sung this in a choir somewhere, and and I know the people from Saskatchewan know this too. But you can sing along if you want. That'll please me. But this is about where I'm from. Like I say, it's just like Cape Breton if you took away all of the mountains and the trees and the people and every bit of water. And put a little bit of wheat and a couple of coyotes in there. But it has its own sweet beauty. And the Wood River is kind of the local parking spot in the Gravelburg Assiniboia area because you gotta look for cover out there. You could be 2 miles from home and your mom could look up, Harold, they've stopped the truck, go see what's the matter. God knows what goes on here with all this cover. No wonder you're so happy. But it is a lovely little prairie river. Sometimes I think it longs to rise up and flood the basements of the wealthy along its banks, but there are none. So this is from me to you. Oh, won't you come with me where the Wood River flows? We'll watch it meander slowly as the sky turns from red to dark. And as that sun goes down, we'll throw our arms around each other and tell the dreams that are deep in the heart. Because the heart is bigger than trouble, and the heart is bigger than doubt. But the heart sometimes needs a little help to figure that out. So won't you come with me where the Wood River flows? Little Wood River knows that it goes to nowhere, but that doesn't stop its going. For them willows growing, for all of the lovers showing their hearts to each other there. Because the heart is bigger than trouble, and the heart is bigger than doubt. But the heart sometimes needs a little help to figure that out. Because the heart is bigger than trouble, and the heart is bigger than doubt. But the heart sometimes needs a little help to figure that out. So won't you come with me where the Wood River flows? Little Wood River knows. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Gorgeous. God, I'm glad we met.
What an inspiring time
I'm a
this.
little envious of a rousing sing-along, so I'm kind of a little envious.
Oh, well,
Give me an A. They're ready.
they're ready.
I have a little hum for you in this next song, but given the atmosphere we're in here, I thought it'd be appropriate to do a song for the environment as well. This is a. Albert, could you put me down in the monitors a bit? My guitar's getting a little hot up here. Thank you. Cindy Green, a woman I ran into in Nashville. We were doing a festival for the homeless in Nashville. Yeah, I know, that's what I thought too. But we did it, and because there's so many singer-songwriters in Nashville, we had like 16 or 17 people show up to play, and there was only 2 homeless people hiding behind the bleachers. I didn't want to know much about it, but it was a... Just a minute now, I think I'll take it down to drop D. On the gold-paved streets of paradise, odds are being laid between the Prince of Darkness and a band of renegades. On one side is the agent of death and despair. On the other are the advocates for those without a prayer. The devil's eyes are cold as he lights up a smoke, and the smell of fire and brimstone, they're clinging to his coat. Hanging in the balance are the souls he's come to claim, those that cannot help themselves and those that called his name. But this ragged band of angels with worn and dirty wings, they're calling in their markers and they're pulling strings. They're the ones called upon to plead the hopeless case and catch the souls that fall beyond the reach of grace. Oh, that's your bliss. Just goes like that. Oh, a vagabond throws down his coat in the morning mist, while across town in a mansion a man uncurls his fist. Somewhere a lonely woman puts the pills back on the shelf. Hey, just what stopped their hands, not one of them can tell. But there's a ragged band of angels with worn and dirty wings. They're calling in their markers, and they're pulling strings. They're the ones called upon to plead the hopeless case and catch the souls that fall beyond the reach of grace. Oh, oh, each day we face our demons entirely unaware of all the big deals that are going down up there, not knowing there are angels who do the dirty work of cleaning up the chaos that we create on earth. But there's a ragged band of angels with worn and dirty wings. They're calling in their markers and they're pulling strings. They're the ones that are called upon to plead the hopeless case and catch the souls that fall beyond the reach of grace. Oh, oh, see, the devil's eyes are cold as he puts out his smoke. Yeah, but the smell of fire and brimstone, they're still clinging to his coat. We haven't seen the last of him, no, there's still souls to sell. He turns his collar to the wind and takes the train back to hell. Oh, let's send him on his way here. Whoa.
Well,
So while the artists are getting set up for the finale, we just have a few closing announcements and acknowledgements. For those here in the live audience, sorry to the live stream audience, for anyone up for more entertainment, later tonight, the Festival Club opens at 11 p.m. at the Gaelic College at St. Anne's. Tickets are $20 at the door, and it's presented every night by Big Spruce Brewing. And tonight, the host is Ali Bennett, and one of the featured artists are Cassie and Maggie. So, and also for anyone staying in Bedeck, the bus is back on the go from the hotels to the Gaelic College. So we certainly want to thank each one of the artists who performed tonight. Absolutely. And thank you to the community and festival volunteers who worked on this show, along with our drivers. We simply couldn't do any of this without you. Round of applause for the volunteers. Thank you to our audio, lighting, and live streaming crew. And of course, thank you, the audience here at Lady of Fatima and those supporting the live stream. So visitors who are traveling around our island for our various shows and community events, just please remember to keep your vehicles gassed up. Remember to carry some cash. Not all the little communities have ATMs. Be mindful of wildlife, especially dawn and dusk, and deer. Well, you can see almost anything, but in the Highlands, be careful of moose. Just be aware. And, wave at every car you meet. You'll feel like a local in no time. So we're going to end this on a high note with the finale. Thank you so much.
And a big hand for your MC here tonight, Shauna Walters. Thank you, guys. Thanks one and all, and a huge, big, monstrous thank you to everybody on stage.
Thanks to Buddy MacDonald.
Oh. Let's do one in the Canadian key.
Give me an A.
A, give us an A.
The prairies is A flat.
There's a piper in the corner, there's a dancer on the floor, drink upon the table, they're calling out for more. There's Gaelic in the fiddle, like the Gaelic in the glen. The songs took on new meaning more, it's getting, sing it, it's getting dark again, getting dark again. For the second time since we got up, it's getting dark again. Was tea and tunes this morning, or was it yesterday, when friends and fiddles gathered and friends and fiddles played? Those lots of those were good times. Do you remember when? But that was jigs and reels ago. It's getting dark again, getting dark again, getting dark again. For the second time since we got up, it's getting dark again. Well, if any of you are slighted, the deeds that now are done by the fellowship of music, the fantasy of fun, we'd like to say we're sorry, shed a tear for you, but then we haven't got the time right now. It's getting dark. Sing it. It's getting dark again. It's getting dark again. For the second time since we got up, it's getting dark again. There's a piper in the corner, there's a dancer on the floor, drink upon the table, they're calling out for more. There's Gaelic in the fiddle, like the Gaelic in the glen. The songs took on new meaning, boy, it's getting dark again, getting dark again, getting dark again. again. Second time since we got up, it's getting dark again. It's getting dark again, getting dark again. The second time since we got up, it's getting dark again. And as songs take on new meaning, boy, it's getting dark again. Could we get some fiddle in the Monders? Thank you so much.
Well, hello there. How are you, dear? Good. I'm just settling in again to watch the Celtic Colours live stream, dear. Now, tonight, my friend Verna's coming over. I don't know if you know her, dear. She's had a lot of work done. She has. She's been nipped and tucked that many times, dear. There's probably enough of her left over to make a hard-looking sister. But listen, what I wanted to tell you was, do you know that you can make donations to the live stream, dear? Yes, indeed you can. I do it all the time, dear. No amount is too big or small. That's what they said. So you should think about that too, dear. If you love these live streams as much as this one does. Okay, dear.